Hello folks, Scott Grove here doing a review on some of the guitars I have laying around the house. This one here is a made in Japan, 1996 Fender Stratocaster Ventures model. Now there were 3 different Ventures instruments available, and they are all in this, I don't know if you can ever even catch that finish with the way the lights are, but it's a transparent black. It's actually very cool. Let me see if I can pull some of this away so you can maybe see some of it. I think you're getting more reflection of the room than anything. More light, you can't see it, go figure. Anyway, they did the Strat, they did the Jazz Bass, and the Jizz Master, or whatever else they did on the Fender thing. These are actually very cool. Number one, why? Because they're made in Japan, so they're superior to the American guitars. Number two, why? Because they have the lace sensors in them. Always a better sounding option. If you don't think so, anyway, once again, you're a dumbass. I love calling you that because you are. Again, 96. Cool thing about here, also the nut does not go all the way across the end of the guitar. It's not sticking out. It never gets caught under your hands. It stops before the edge of the neck. Very cool feature. You'll also notice everything is gold on this thing, and it does not, for some reason, it's magic gold. It does not tarnish and fall off like all the other Fenders. I don't know why. Did they use 24 karat? I have no idea. The other cool thing about this, of course, are the inlays. Blah, blah, blah. All of the Jazz Bass and everything else. So all the Ventures models, they did 500 of each. They did 125 of each to the United States. So there's 124 more out there unless somebody has bought them and brought them back into the country. Everything, of course, is stock here. Your Purloid Mother Toilet Seat Pick Guard. You have the amp knobs. Those are stock. Okay, so the amplifier knobs instead of the regular ones. I think they're hideous, but they are stock, and I keep everything stock. I don't change anything because this is my retirement someday, and I'm selling all these as soon as I hit 60. So, okay, the fret markers here on the side. I don't know if you can tell any difference, but these are about 5 times the size of regular markers. Okay, as far as your position markers. The neck is bound in the white, and the position markers are flipping huge. Okay, these things are just monstrous. One thing I don't like, it is a 22 fret neck, but the inlays and the side markers do not continue up to the 21st fret. They just leave them off. They stop at 19, and all of a sudden, sure, you should be able to count in your head, but musicians usually aren't too awful smart, or they're completely blitzed out of their mind on stage, so they need them dots there. So not a smart call. Now the whammy is a whammy. Block it, because it never works. It's a Fender. Okay? This is an active guitar. Okay? Doesn't mean it gets around and runs around the block. It means, yep, you've got your 9-volt battery pops in right here. Nice and handy, easy to get it out. What's that do? It does the Clapton 12 dB mid-range boost here on the back tone knob. 1 through 5 is normal tone. 5 from then on is a mid-range boost from hell at the 12 dB to give your solos some major kick. Also on this Ventures model, right here in the middle, is the TBX tone control. Anybody who's ever owned a Strat Plus knows what that's about. You have from 0 to 5 regular tone knob. Past that, a TBX actually boosts your highs and your lows at the same time, but not your mids. Going from 5 to 10. So extra crispy. Get back to normal. So you can hear the definite difference with the TBX. And back at the 10. So it really brings out some high-end sparkle if you like the really ultra clean sounds. Which I do. I love the TBXs. The mid-range control. that I was telling you about. Okay? That's how much extra mids you get. So that's what your 9 volts for. So you talk about a Strat that has some kick over any other Strat out there. There's everything normal at the 2 position. Okay? Quack, 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 like a Strat, Strat, Strat. So I just blew away everybody on stage and adding tons of mids. Super handy for the distortion. And if you just want to get a more of a humbucking sound, just toss a buttload of mids in there and we'd be jamming. Okay, so let's go through the palette of sounds here. We'll keep everything normal for now, which is everything on 5 except for the volume. Bridge pickup. Number 2 we've heard. Middle pickup by itself. Nobody ever likes it except nobody. Number 4 position. And your neck. There's everything clean. Okay, so let's go to the 2 position with just basic distortion. You can add a buttload of that 12 volt or that 12 dB off the 9 volt mid-range in here. Okay, so that really kicks in some solid ballage. Okay, so there's your basic sounds. You go through your overdrive. Let's find it here. Okay, so your typical Strat sounds. Let's see what the noise factor is. That's with our overdrive on. Nothing really major quiet. Go back to regular distortion. And clean. Okay, so it depends on what you are. Okay, so anyway, it's just a hot rodded up Strat. Looks wise. The neck is actually thicker than most Strats. It's more of a U shape than it is a C shape. So it's kind of a ball bat, but not too bad. It does have a real thick finish on it though, which really sucks. Anything with a finish on the back of the neck sucks, so you're going to stick to it. But as far as a cool collectible, there you go. And made very, very, very well. Tonal options are just limitless. It's heavy. It's on the about the 9-pound side. Okay, so it's got some weight to it. And they actually thought this one out. And see, if Fender wants to build a good guitar, they actually can. They can still do better, but that one's about as good as a Strat's going to get as far as with all the different possibilities and options and looks and all the other little things they did with it. So you just can't beat it, other than the other nasty thing is your truss rod. Yes, it adjusts here, so you got to take the whole flipping neck off, which is stupid, but then again, you get stupid from old guys who build guitars. I know I'm old. I'm rapidly hitting 50 here, but hey, whip out the Allen wrench, put it right here. That's where you're supposed to do it. Get it done instead of having to take your whole guitar apart. Makes a lot more sense. So for the old codgers to have put it back down here just because that's the way it's supposed to be, because I'm a retard and I'm old and I'm just a you old people piss me off. Anyway, That's retarded right there, to have to take your neck off in order to adjust anything. But that's the only downside that I can see to this. Okay, so there you go, the Ventures model Strat. You're probably not going to see one so other than here. So there it be, kiddies. It's a Strat on steroids with just one or two stupid ideas, but about 10 more great ideas. So you live with it. You just hope you just hope the neck don't warp on you at all. So there you go.